What makes a good video game? Is it the jaw-dropping graphics, or how about a story that makes you feel like you're right there in the action? Or maybe it's just the gameplay. Video games have gotten very popular in the last decade, so what makes a good game to you? Okay, think back to your favorite game when you were a child. Get a clear image in your head. Now, has there been a remake or maybe a newer version of that game come out? I'm sure there has. How do you feel when you saw what the changes were made to your favorite game? You might have been excited to relive your childhood, but with better graphics, or maybe you thought that the game got ruined because they added things that weren't there to begin with. One of my favorite games as a kid was called RuneScape. A big reason I stopped playing it is because once they were able to make the game look better, everything changed. It wasn't the same game anymore. I just didn't find it fun because it wasn't what I knew, and so many of the fun aspects of the game were taken out. I want to ask you guys a question. What do you think are the best 3 selling video games of all time? And I think you'll be shocked to know that World of Warcraft isn't in the top 3, even with its huge community. I found this off a website called therichest.com. I checked a few other sites to be sure it was correct. At number 1, we have Wii Sports, made in 2006, that sold 81 and 16 million copies. At number 2, we have Super Mario Bros. Nintendo, made in 1985, and that sold 40 million and 24 copies. And at number 3, we have Mario Kart Wii, made in 2008. It sold 33 million and 60 copies. I was shocked to know that all 3 of these games were made by Nintendo, and let's face it, Nintendo isn't known for their fantastic graphics. I'm not saying that these 3 games look bad. Wii Sports is more cartoony and centered around you as the character. And they don't have actual bodies, it's more shapes. So realistic graphics weren't used, but a big reason it was bought is because it was fun to play with friends. It was a new way to play a sports game, even though it wasn't NBA 2015. I can say the same for the other 2 games. Mario Bros. Was made in 1985, so yes, it's somewhat old and outdated, but everyone has played Mario Bros. And everyone loves it. What makes a game so fun is that it's a challenging 2D platformer that gets you angry over and over until you can finally save Princess Peach. Mario Kart, however, is all about the multiplayer. But it wouldn't be what it is without the gameplay either. There are so many racing games out there, but none of them make you feel as good as you do when you get a red shell power-up and knock out that player in front of you for first place. I found this quote by Shigeru Miyamoto, a well-known video game designer, off the website called brainyquotes.com, and he was one of the authors. It is said that the obvious objective of a video game is to entertain people by surprising them with a new experience. And I feel like Nintendo did that well. Wii Sports had the number 1 spot because of its new experience. You're playing the game as well, not just sitting on the couch with a controller in hand. Now, even though none of these games are known for their fantastic graphics, that doesn't mean graphics aren't important. Since we're getting more advanced with what can be done in games, people expect them to look pretty. And a pretty game will sell better. But here's another quote that I found off The Guardian. It's a news article website, I believe. The quote is by Shigeru Miyamoto, and he said that what he said explains why I feel graphics aren't what makes a game. He says, you can use a lot of different technologies to create something that doesn't really have a lot of value. So if you use all this new tech and just focus on the look of a game, it won't be a success. Since video games have gotten very popular in the last decade, what makes a good game to you? From the research I've done, I can say that I don't think any one thing will make a good game. You need a combination of gameplay, graphics, and story to make a solid game that will amaze the gaming community. So next time you're playing a game, think about what makes it awesome to you. Because as a game art student, I want to make video games that the gamers will enjoy, and it'll just make everyone feel a lot better that, we work hard on a game and we want people to actually have a good time playing it. Thank you.